Oh yeah, to the whole planet. God is the greatest. Real talk.
Not only is it incredible, but it was the initial thing that I saw that kind of planted the seed to us actually connecting with each other. Always been a huge fan of Tom, from the Drop movie to Legend to Brunson. Like, he's just one of the most phenomenal actors in the world to me personally.
And you know, I mean, if there's anything that somebody can say better than that, I'm all ears. But with that being said, continuous blessings to the whole entire universe. Let's do it way big.
For decades, Busta Rhymes built his career on being loud, wild, and aggressively masculine. But what if all that energy was really a mask for something he never wanted the world to see? Welcome to Gossip Unlimited. Joanne's confession goes viral. Joanne Wood, Busta's high school sweetheart and the mother of his children, stayed silent for years. But when she finally spoke, the truth she shared wasn't just messy, it was explosive. She claimed that during their relationship, she caught Busta in their own bed with not one, but multiple men. What followed was a complete emotional breakdown. She destroyed his car and even ripped out his dreads in the heat of the moment. But that wasn't just a wild outburst. It was the eruption of years of built-up pain, suspicion, and secrets that she had kept quiet. Until now, a history of secrets and suppression. Joanne and Busta's story started like any young love in the 90s, passionate, impulsive, and chaotic. They were high school sweethearts, tied together by love, loyalty, and eventually 3 children. But behind the scenes, the relationship was a constant battlefield. Cheating, manipulation, sudden disappearances. Joanne often felt like she was living with a stranger. Toxic loyalty, why she stayed. Despite the chaos, she stayed. 3 kids, 3 proposals, 0 weddings. Every time Busta got caught cheating, he'd make a grand promise to change, only to do it all over again. Friends say Joanne was trapped in a loop of emotional gaslighting and broken dreams. The alleged discovery that broke her. But everything came crashing down after the night she allegedly caught him with those men. That was her breaking point, and instead of staying quiet, she decided to speak out. At first, it was just cryptic posts online. But then came the interviews, the details, the dates, and the internet lit up. The public fallout begins. People started putting pieces together. The rumors about Busta's sexuality weren't new. They'd been floating around for years. But with Joanne's story and supposed receipts, the whispers turned into headlines. And then Diddy's name came into the mix. Industry parties and freak-off allegations. Busta and Diddy had always been close. Too close, some said. Both were rumored to attend elite members-only freak-off parties, where the rules didn't apply, and the guest list included models, actors, and young men, often handpicked by the hosts. These weren't your average industry events. They were the stuff of whispered legends. Wendy's warning, years before anyone listened. Wendy Williams, never one to hold her tongue, was one of the first to publicly hint at what was really going on. In the 90s, she coined the term homo thugs and name-dropped both Busta and Diddy. She got dragged for it at the time, but years later, some are saying she might have been the only one brave enough to speak the truth. The hyper-masculine persona, real or performed. Busta always projected strength, dominance, and aggression. His image was built on being untouchable, but to those paying attention, his over-the-top persona started to feel like a smokescreen. The hyper-masculinity, the loudness, the flexing, was it real or just a shield to protect something much more vulnerable? Joanne's revenge and Busta's backlash. Joanne's story didn't end with just exposing the affairs. After they split, she started dating a woman. That's when Busta made his most calculated move yet. He took her to court for full custody of their kids, not because of abuse, not because of neglect, but because of who she was dating. Custody twist. Who really raised the kids? Shockingly, he won, but instead of stepping up, he handed the kids over to his mother while he continued touring and living the high life. Insiders said it wasn't about the kids, it was about control, power, image. Club promoters spilled the VIP tea. Meanwhile, the industry started talking. Club promoters in New York and Miami claimed Busta had specific VIP requests. He didn't want girls, he wanted fun boys, the best-looking men in the club. Some said it was an open secret, something people joked about behind closed doors, but never dared say out loud. The bodyguard's bold claim. Even his former bodyguard chimed in. Allegedly, he called Busta a super zest monster, said he'd get handsy at private parties, too eager when the drinks started flowing. And while the bodyguard claims were never confirmed, it only added to the mounting pile of suspicion. Bedroom exposés, Karine Stephans, and more. But the most revealing stories came from women who had been with Busta. Karina Stephans, aka Superhead, claimed he was packing but lacked any real chemistry, said it felt like he was doing a job, not connecting. Others described him as disinterested, disconnected, or even awkward. Public outbursts reveal a double standard. Then came the public outbursts. Busta was filmed lashing out at female fans for harmless things, touching his shoulder, asking for pictures. But with men, he was warm, friendly, sometimes overly so. The contrast was undeniable. YouTuber Tripper's first-hand story. One story that went viral came from YouTuber Tripper. He claimed Busta grabbed his hand at a club, complimented him, and wouldn't let go until his friend stepped in and pulled him away. People brushed it off as a joke, but the clip made its rounds, and it made people think, was it all just projection? Then there's Busta's lyrical history. He said some harsh, borderline hateful things about the LGBTQ+ community. But in hindsight, many now wonder, was it projection? An attempt to distance himself from the very thing he feared being exposed for? The double life theory. Experts say it's a classic pattern: loud denial, overcompensation, hypermasculinity, public aggression, private confusion. The more you push something down, the more violently it tries to surface. And now, in 2025, the masks don't hold up like they used to. The world is more open, more transparent. Fans don't just follow music, they follow the real-life story. And when something doesn't add up, they dig. So, was Busta Rhymes living a double life? Was he hiding behind one of the most dominant personas in hip-hop to keep a secret he never wanted to face? Or are these just twisted rumors, manipulated by hurt feelings and an unforgiving internet? One thing's for sure, what's done in the dark always comes to light. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like, and don't forget to subscribe.